Okay, so we are live. We are live here during this ninth inning. I wanted to come on after the game, but this is a very difficult ninth inning for the Mets right now. Uh, umpiring in this game, umpiring all the games is pathetic. Biggest thing is that we talk about all these umpires, but when the umpires are bad on the base paths, how do you expect to win? How do you expect to have any kind of quality on the field? There is no quality on the field. You know what I mean? Where is that? Can somebody explain that to me? It makes no sense. It makes no sense to me. What's going on in Major League Baseball? Make all these changes to the strike zone. They want to have all the robo umps. They want to make all the games faster. But you do not have any kind of quality control when it comes to the umpire. Where's the quality control? There is none. And I'm not saying this because, Diaz pitched poorly in that ninth inning. But you know what? The guy had a chance, okay, to get out of that inning. And he didn't because of that one umpire. Umpiring has been bad all year, and it's been bad for years. Years. So what is the problem with having merit with the umpiring? Where's the merit? There isn't any. Now the Mets went down 1-2-3 in the ninth inning. They had a chance to blow this game open. They had men on base late, I guess in the was it the sixth inning, or the fifth inning, fourth inning, one of those innings with the Sanchez, and the Mets did not score any runs. They didn't push they had a runner on a third with nobody out, and they didn't bring him in. Now they got an extra run in the eighth inning because of the stupidity of the Phillies. But you know what? I know the Mets put themselves in a bad position in this game, but the umpiring has been so bad in Major League Baseball for years. And what are they doing about it? Nothing. They make rule changes, they do this, they do that, but the problem still persists. The reason we have replay is because the problems with the umpiring persist. It's still bad. It's still bad. And until they correct that issue, you're not going to see anything different. You're just not. It's as simple as that. How do you correct it? Well, it's like anything else is meritocracy. There's no meritocracy in Major League Baseball with the umpires of all things. Something that has to be perfect. Okay? Something that has to be perfect. And they don't do anything about it. It's like this is crazy. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't know why Major League Baseball is like this, why they allow this to continue on. It's like they're blind to it. They don't want to accept the idea that the Mets and all these other teams have to deal with this bad umpiring every day. Why is Angel Hernandez still in Major League Baseball? He lost his lawsuit, fired the son of a bitch. Why is he still around? Fire him. Okay? Get him out of here. If his suit was thrown out of court, and it was thrown out of court saying he was been discriminated against by Joe Torre, and all the players and all the teams discriminated against him, but that got thrown out, why is he still umpiring? Can somebody explain that to me? Now he's not umpiring this game, but he's a symptom of this problem. Okay, now we're in the 10th inning. Sean Reed-Foley's pitching against Cassian Niles, and Bryce Harper's at second. Is it just me? Does Nick Cassiano's son irritate you too? He certainly irritates me. I can tell you that. As you can tell, I'm really ticked off after, with this game. Let's see what's going to happen here in the 10th inning. The thing is that you want the product to be good on the field, but if the umpiring isn't good on the field, then you get this weird thing where people start to question the integrity of the game. If Major League Baseball is too damn lazy to change the quality of the umpiring, why are they cutting the corners on that? I don't understand it. There was so many umpires the last 25 years that shouldn't have been in the major leagues, and they were all here. And they all were umpiring. You never heard of any umpire getting sent down to the minors. No umpire gets sent to the minors. None. Okay? And the umpires union have no power. You know, they have zero power. I remember years ago when the umpires went on strike, basically baseball wasn't mad. They just brought in other umpires. Did we really miss the regular umpires? No. And the fact that we know some names of the umpires tells you how bad some of them are. This call in the ninth inning with Merrifield, okay, he swung at that pitch. Everybody in the ballpark knows it, except for the umpire at first, who I don't even know who he is. You know, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The umpiring. How does a robo ump call that ball? Call that pitch? Ball just went in between Nito's legs. Got to get down, man. If you're not going to hit, you got to get your ass down. You got to get your knees down. Yeah, he's got to get the ball. He's got to get the glove down. This is, this is no Gary Carter behind the plate. I can tell you that. Wow. I mean, last night was such an uplifting win, and to see the flatness just in this last inning. Wow, another walk. These walks are killing this team. I think we all know that. Now, of course, please hit the subscribe button and like this video. I'm not going to go too long with this. I have a video that's going to be uploaded as soon as this game is over about Kodai Senga. As you know, it's got a new background here. Okay, now what's going on with the umpires? Now, the umpires have lost track of the count now. Holy shit. This is incompetence beyond belief. The umpires have lost track of the count. How can you lose track of the count? This is unreal. Unfreaking real. Greg Zeman says 3-2 versus ball 4. Wow. I mean, this is incompetence. If the fact you don't know, the fact that you don't know what's what in these games, and you're officiating the game, this is scary. Now what are they gonna go talk to the booth? I mean, is this stupid or what? This is really stupid. Oh my God! How can you screw up? First of all, how do you screw up the count? You're supposed to know on the field, folks. What see? This is it. This is what did I start this live stream about? About the bad umpiring. You lose track of the count. This is like the equivalent of giving the wrong lineup card. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And these assholes don't remember this. You got 4 idiots on the field. Not one of them is paying attention to the count. Not one of them. They got to go to Manhattan and ask them what the hell's going on here. I mean, this is really. I'm going to use this word. It's retarded. This is incompetence. It took him 2 minutes to figure out that it was ball 4. Complete total stupidity. This is not paying attention. This is what this is called. Okay, you have an umpire crew. It's a Monday night in New York. It's cold, and they're just not paying attention. They're just not paying attention. They're the reason why we're in extra innings, folks. It's because Whit Merrifield did not get called on a second strike against Edwin Diaz. This is why this happened, because of their laziness. Their laziness because of this. Unreal. Unfreaking real at this point. Embarrassing. Completely, totally embarrassing this thing is. Completely embarrassing. Now, meanwhile, please hit the like button on this live stream. Like I said, I'm not going to go too long. Hopefully, let's pull this out. This is looking very tricky now. First and third. Strike one. Stott hit the home run in the ninth inning off of Diaz to get the ninth inning start for the Phillies. Diaz, I must say, he looks like he did in 2019. It's exactly how he looks right now. And it's not so much his slider. He's having a very difficult time locating his fastballs. Can't throw his fastball for a strike. And when you can't throw a fastball for a strike, and you're supposed to throw 98, 99, it's tough. This is really tough. 0-2 on for Foley. Foul ball. But this is tough. When you're not throwing strikes, you're Edwin Diaz and you're not throwing strikes with that fastball, and you know that you're going to get slider in the strike zone, because the slider was throwing for strikes, And that fastball's all over the place. Is why he hit Bowman that inning, because he had him 0-2. It was just fly ball to Starlin Marte. Harper will score. The Phillies are up 5-4. With the extra runner, with the ghost runner at second base in the 10th inning, the Mets can score to tie this run. Tie this game up. That's very easy to do. Because I would think that Martinez will be the ghost runner. I would assume that they'll put a pinch runner there. I think. Maybe they'll put Joey Wendell there. Unless did they put Joey Wendell on at third base? I think they did. For Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty had some bad at bats in this game. So did Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil went back to having bad at bats. He really did. That fourth inning killed him. With the runner on second and third and nobody out. That killed him. Because they could have broken open the game and they didn't do that. I mean, right now the Mets are 19-20. And quite frankly, we're at the quarter mark right now. Let's see. There's Cody Clemens. Is this Roger Clemens' kid? I believe he is. Now, of course, please hit the like button. I'll take this as long as I can take it. And of course, I don't like it when the Mets lose. I like it when they win. I don't like it when they lose. To be honest with you. You get to see my reaction if they lose this game. Jose Alvarado's warming up for the Phillies. Mets have beaten him in the past, but he's an annoying pain in the ass, isn't he? That's for sure. Let's see here. But again, we wouldn't be in the ninth. We wouldn't be in extra innings right now if we had better umpire. And the fact that these assholes couldn't figure out what the count was between the four, and you think one of them would have been saying it was said, that's a ball four count. No. Nope. But that goes to the incompetence of this umpiring. That strike. That struck him out. But that's a shock. He got a check swing strikeout. Yeah. Yep, certainly struck out. I can deal with losing, folks. I can't deal with bad umpiring and losing. Because then it's not in your control. If the Mets had blown this game, and they did a lot to put them in that position. Why is Castellanos running? What an idiot. What a dope. So now the Mets go down 5-4 in the bottom of the 10th inning. Why is Castellanos running? It's not even close. Was it because all these base runners are stealing and that he thinks he could do that? What a dope. So hopefully Mets will score a run. You got to be able to score 2 runs in these extra innings. Gary certainly's talked about that for the last few years when we've had the ghost runner, that we need to score more than one run, and these innings. That goes for all the teams, the home team, the road team. I will say this: it's a real disadvantage. I mean, it takes away your home field advantage if you have to worry about a runner on second and nobody out to start an inning. You know, that is very difficult for the home team, in my view. But they do make the games a little more interesting late in extra innings during the regular season. I don't think they do this in postseason. Postseason is still the old rules. Yeah, they just want to make sure that the announcers stop complaining about and the writers stop complaining about being at the ballpark. That's what it is. It was the announcers and the journalists that were complaining that they had to stay at the ballpark for extra time. That's why we don't have longer games, don't have 12, 13, 14, 15 inning games anymore. It's because of their peer pressure. It's not because the fans complained. Some of the things that they've made, some of the changes in baseball have not been complaints by fans. They've been complaints by the media. You know, length of games is the biggest thing. That's the thing they've been complaining about for years. For years. Okay, so DJ Stewart's going to be the pinch runner for Martinez. Martinez had a good game. He had 2 doubles. He looked really good tonight. He looked really, really good tonight, except for that last at bat. But he looked really good tonight. Now, of course, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know how many live streams I'm going to do. I don't like doing live streams. The Mets are losing. Now, if you didn't watch, okay, here we go. Joey Wendell's leading off. God help us. He's hit 242. That's a shock. He's going to be bunting the runner over, hopefully. 1-0. I don't normally do these play-by-plays. It's more commentary play-by-play. Oh, God, it's a terrible bunt. What an asshole. If you're going to be the last guy on the bench, you cannot be bunting like that. Fucking asshole. This guy has shown more and more every day why he cannot be on this team. He makes bad decisions in the field, and he can't get a bunt down. Darling has said for years, that's why I remember this. Darling has said for years, you got to get that bat down. Okay, you can't point the bat up. You point the bat up, you're going to pop it up. What an asshole. They're giving you third base, bunt the guy over. What a jerk, you know? And it's against and I would mention this, Alvarado's all over the place. This is a guy that walks a lot of batters. So you know the ball's going to be up. You got to get on top of that ball to get the ball down. Stuff like this makes me nuts. 1-1 to Harrison Bader. But this makes me nuts, folks. And Sean McNeil pitched well in this game. He got no decision. Got goose eggs. It's now 2 outs in this game. Wow. Like I said, I can accept losing. And not playing well. Okay. Obviously, the Mets put themselves in the position at this point. But you cannot have bad umpiring kill your team or any bad officiating. Okay. Now Jeff McNeil's up. He's had a terrible night. Swung at a ball. Strike 1. Some Met fan in the stands throwing his hat on the ground. Relax. Relax yourself. Strike 2. What was that? 100 miles an hour? So Jeff McNeil's 0 for 4. So they put it with their graphic, 17-5 in extra innings since 2022-23. Wow. This season, the Mets are 2-3. It's had a good record in extra innings the last few years. Oh, another foul ball. Right in on his hands. Of course, even though DJ Stewart is up there as a pinch run, he's not very fast. So any ball that's hit into the outfield, they're going to go home. Especially if he's going to be the tying run. They're going to go home. That's for damn sure. Game's over. Jeff McNeil, my goodness. He has not had good at-bats. Game's over. Jeff McNeil's had terrible at-bats for weeks now. We're getting close to that point where he cannot be in this lineup much longer. He had a terrible night tonight. He really had a bad night last night. And that is a big problem. Jeff McNeil is a big problem. Jocelyn Cooper says pathetic and unacceptable, needs to change now. Well, I would mention the biggest issue in this game was in the middle of the game. Because they had a shot to put this game out of reach to the Phillies, and they didn't do it. The bottom of the lineup failed them. And Jeff McNeil was in the middle of that. So Jeff McNeil went 0 for 5 in this game. Now, we know that the ninth inning was a mess. The umpiring was a mess, okay? The umpiring late in this game was a mess. What happened in that ninth inning with the first base umpire not getting that call right, my goodness. And then to go into the 10th inning, the top of the 10th inning, and you screw up the count on the batter. You don't know if it's 3-2 or ball 4. How do you not know that? You have 4 umpires in the field, and not one of them has paid enough attention. Has paid enough attention to notice that it was ball 4. I mean, what is going on here? It makes no sense. Now, we have this situation now with this offense. This offense did not look bad tonight. Okay, JD Martinez is turning this thing around. But Jeff McNeil is the biggest culprit in this game. He did nothing tonight. Jocelyn Cooper with all the positivity. Mets are pissed. Poor performance, pitching performance is better, was no good at all. And I don't remember you writing to me last night or this morning. Why is it that when people write to me, most of the time when people write negative things, they never write anything positive? I posted my video, my reaction to the walk-off last night. And one guy complained. He was like a Nostradamus. He was telling me what was going to happen over the next 8 games. Yeah. He wanted to tell me what was going on in the next 8 games, which was crazy, But really, the 2 biggest culprits in this game was Jeff McNeil, who had some just terrible at-bats, and obviously Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz was all over the place in the ninth inning. He does not throw. He's not throwing as hard as he had been 2 years ago, and obviously the injury has sapped him of some of that sharpness. As far as I know, his arm is good. He's healthy. So it's just a matter of getting. I think part of it's the weather too. Once the weather gets warmer, oh wow, look at this. His first 10 games, Edwin Diaz got a 0.93 ERA. The last 6 games, 6.43 ERA. 14 strikeouts in 9 2/3 innings, and then 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. And he's walked 6 batters over 16 2/3 innings. And the walks are at a 121 average into a 240 average. So Edwin Diaz, Mets aren't going to go anywhere without him. Now the bullpen's pitched really well, but he's a concern. He's a concern after 40 games. more because of the way he's not throwing as hard. He doesn't have command of the fastball. That's why he was all over the place in that ninth inning. That's why he hit bomb. He had bomb in an 0-2 pitch, and he hit him, plunked him right in the wrist. Um, it's a very, very difficult situation, obviously. Now, of course, please hit the like button. Even though this was a tough night, the Mets are 19-21. They are basically, in my view, they are actually in better shape than I thought they would be. They've had a very difficult schedule to start the year. They played the Dodgers. They won 2 out of 3. They played the Braves. They split the first three. They went 3-3. They've had some good moments. They've had some bad moments over the first 40 games. They're much better than I thought they would be. But there are problems here. The lineup is inconsistent. I think we're starting to see better performances out of people. I think Brandon Nimmo has been really good of late. JD Martinez is picking it up. Lindor, after a very difficult start, has picked it up a little bit. Alonso looked good last night. But really the biggest problem in this lineup is Jeff McNeil. I hate going after a player. I hate having to rip him apart, but he's been terrible. And something has to be, they have to figure out what to do with him. You can't trade him because his value wasn't there. Okay. It's only May 13th. It's not June 13th or July 13th. His contract is not crazy in terms of the money. Greg Zine says 40 games. Team hitting needs to improve. Schedule not as difficult over the next 2 weeks. No, I mean after these games against the Phillies, they play the Marlins, and that's a big difference. The Marlins are terrible. The Marlins are terrible, and the big 1977, definitely a tough loss. It's a tough loss, but you get these losses over the season. The difficulty of the loss was what happened in that ninth inning, and the umpires, not calling the proper call on Merrifield. Merrifield swung on that pitch. It should have been 3-2. Would Edwin Diaz have given up a hit the next pitch? Possibly. Would the same outcome have happened? That's a possibility. Steve Perry can't stand how this team can't build on anything good. A lot of teams with spine would go and run after last night. 24 hours later, can't bunt, driving. Well, look at the team they're playing. I mean, they're playing the team with the best record. The team with the best record doesn't usually does well. I mean, look who they're up against. They're up against a team that's got the best record in baseball. They got the best record in the division. They are better than the Braves. I don't care. I see enough of the Braves now. The Braves are not as good as they were. If Riley's going to be out and Acuna's not having the start that he's had in the past, and if Matt Olson is going to be as bad as he is, I was not impressed with them over the last few weeks. Saying them. But the Phillies, you got to give the Phillies credit. I mean, the Phillies have been good. They went to the World Series 2 years ago. I think the Mets would have beat them if they played them. To be honest with you. Big Cube 1977 says, I know the ump missed the call, but Diaz has been giving up too many home runs lately. That is true. But that's not the reason why the Mets lost the game. The home run did not cost them the game. Steve Perry, and they know how to get that one big hit, how to plate that one big run, but no excuses tonight. That was a complete collapse. I wouldn't go that far, but, one of the things, again, Joey Wendell, has done nothing. When he's been called upon to do the little things, play good defense, he's been terrible defensively. His decisions have been terrible in the field. And the fact he could not get the bunt down, the fact that they couldn't get the bunt down, in the ninth inning is a major problem. And when you are one of these guys at the back end, a guy that is 25th, 26th man, you cannot make mistakes. You cannot make mistakes. Steve Perry says he has not one marquee moment. Who is he? I would mention, if you're going to mention a player, put their name in the comment, because I'll start talking and I don't know who I'm talking about. Wendell. Okay. Yeah, Wendell is a disaster. And he hurt them in the 10th inning. You just got to get bunt down. He knew getting up there in the 10th inning that he was going to be called on. He was going to be called on to bunt. You have to bunt in that spot. You have to get that ball up. I know that Alvarado's pitches are up, but you're professional. You got to get that bunt down. He has been a disaster. Okay. And when you get late in these games and you are in these close games, your 25th and 26th man is going to be very important because they're going to come in a big spot. And that's what we had here in the 9th inning and the 10th inning. There's these guys at the back of the roster. That's why they have to do well with the little things. If they don't do well with the little things, it's going to cost you. And that's a free run. Like I was saying at the top of the 10th inning, Gary Cohen has always talked about how the Mets and all these teams get a free run, but you got to get a second run because that first run is easy to get. But if you're calling on a guy, that's why I hate the bunt. Okay, I hate the bunt late in the game because you're giving up an out, and you got to understand. And I said this to start the inning in the 10th inning with Alvarado. He walks a lot of batters. He's always wild. I hate giving up outs late in the game. I said this last night doing the video. Discussing the whole situation with, I guess with McNeil. Well, not with McNeil, with the sacrifice bunt or whatever. With Anita. Is that I hate giving up outs late in the game because outs are so precious. And a guy like Alvarado, because he's all over the place, he's difficult to bunt, but you got to get that bunt down. There's no excuses for that. You know. I would hope that they get him out of here because to put somebody else there. His defense has not been great, to be honest with you, obviously. They have Jose Iglesias down there. Bring him up. He's played well down there. He's hit well. He's got some pop. This guy has no pop. Okay, he's got no pop. Okay, nothing. And he is an example, folks, of a Tampa Bay Rays player that does well with the Rays and does nothing everywhere else. El Ray Arcad says lineup needs to be shaken up and take Marte out and give some playing time to Stewart and batting first. Sorry, but Lindor can't be batting third. He's not a clutch hitter right now. Well, what do you do with Nimmo? Nimmo's third in the National League in walks. So you basically took Nimmo out. You want Marte out, but you took Nimmo out at the leadoff spot for DJ Stewart, who has no speed and has been a 210 hitter his whole career. So where are you going to play DJ Stewart in right field? So you hurt your defense, and you take away a guy that's a good defensive outfielder, and Marte's he's played really good defense this year, and that doesn't. I think you need to think that again. I think you need to rethink that. I'll take Marte over Stewart anytime. I know he's had some big hits, but he's hitting 185, isn't he? He's hitting 185, and Marte has been a very good player in his career. Personally, I think they should bat Lindor lower in the lineup. Okay, I think he gets way too many at bats, and he gets too many at bats in key moments. I don't think at this point in his career is a number 3 hitter. I do think the Mets could use another bat in this lineup, but we're not going to get that until after the offseason. But the Mets are 9-21. Okay, We're about 10 days away or 2 weeks away from Memorial Day. That's the next barometer. So far, they have played a little, like I said in the beginning of this, they played a little bit better than I thought they would. But this team are going to be making decisions now until July and where they want to be and what they want to do. Well, are they going to move Pete? What are they going to do with Jeff McNeil? Are we going to see Luis Angel Cunha, who's starting to pick it up a little bit in the minors? When will Jet Williams be back? When will Drew Gilbert be back in the lineup? Those are separate things. But this lineup is very inconsistent. It needs an anchor in this lineup. I think that is no doubt in my mind. They need a guy that is a no doubt player that comes in here. You know what he's going to do. You know how he's going to do it. I have a player in mind who that would be. This is not a terrible lineup, but it needs another bat. It needs a much better player in it. That's the problem with this lineup. It needs a better player on this team. Now, the pitching, and I did a video on Senga, a little kind of weird kind of thing about Senga. He won't like tell you when he's coming back, and he's trying to like get himself back, back in his pitching mechanics properly. But we'll see. Christian Scott has looked good. They kind of like on the fence about Tyler Miguel. I would mention before in the live stream that Adrian Howes is going to be back in the rotation. He's pitching Wednesday. At Citizens Bank Ballpark. Holy shit. That's a lot of home runs. He better be keeping that ball down on the ground. Now, tomorrow's a day game. For the Mets. I don't have the pitching matchup for tomorrow, but I know tomorrow's a day game at 1 o'clock. I will be at work. Maybe there'll be a live stream in the evening. See what time I get back here to the hut. But this was a tough game tonight. Due in part for 3 separate reasons. One, the umpiring completely collapsed in the 9th inning and 10th inning. 2, Edwin Diaz had nothing tonight. And the sort of ability to perform when they're supposed to perform late in the game is just not there right now. Jeff McNeil is completely lost. I'm going to have to start really complaining about him at the start because I'm going to have to do videos on him now. I don't want to. But rough thing. It's a rough loss. But anyway, we'll be back at this tomorrow during the day. Hopefully they'll get the game tomorrow. They got 2 more games after that in Philadelphia. And the reason is because next month they go to London. How stupid is that? They go to London. And then this weekend they play the Marlins. So that should be a pretty good series for the Mets. So I want to thank you all for coming by. And of course, some more like great. All right, let's see some more like suggestions from L-Rated Arcade. Pete needs to go down in the lineup. Carlos needs to go at least try some things in the lineup, just a few days and see how it works. Okay, that's bad 9th. So your best hitters, you know why you bat your best hitters at the top of the lineup? L-Ray, is so they get on base more. They have more chances to get hits more. So you're basically saying that you want Pete to have less chance to drive in runs. And if he's batting at the bottom of the lineup, his ability to drive in runs will go down because there won't be guys at the top of the lineup, guys in front of him that will be getting on as much. So who's going to bat cleanup? So you basically change the leadoff hitter, the number 2 hitter, the 3 hitter, and the cleanup hitter. But you want DJ Stewart, who is a 210 hitter coming into the season in his career, who's been a journeyman player. You want him playing every day. Over Starling Marte, he's won Gold Gloves. He's been an excellent player. You want Pete Alonso, who is a cleanup hitter, batting lower in the lineup, and you have no and Nimmo, who won a game last night, who's leading the team in RBIs. That you have no answers. These aren't answers. This is just throwing stuff up against the wall, seeing if it sticks. But it makes no sense, with all due respect. When you bat guys at the top of the lineup, it gives them more of an opportunity to drive runs in, gives your best hitters a chance to get more bats. There's a reason why the leadoff hitter on most teams gets a lot of at-bats. Okay? It's a big reason why your 2-hitter and your 3-hitter get the most at-bats on your team. It's because you want them up in big spots. You want them up more. You don't want them up less. Okay? Like I said, the Mets need another hitter in this lineup. First of all, I said in another video, talking about this Mets core, I think Raid says he's struggling. Who's he? Again, you got to tell me who's he, because you mentioned 4 or 5 players in this. So I don't know who's he. He's struggling. Who's he? Pete's not struggling over the last few days. He's been hitting the ball pretty hard. Okay. You don't start moving lineups drastically, because then that's panic. I don't see Carlos Mendoza panicking. I see you panicking. I see a lot of the fan base panicking. But he's not panicking. Again, you move guys around your lineup, people start to wonder what's wrong with the manager. Okay? Especially when you're doing radical things like taking Marte out of the lineup, taking Nimmo out of the leadoff spot, taking Lindor out of the 3-hole, and moving Pete down the lineup. So who's batting 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this line? You want to make changes, but you're not saying what's replacing it. Jeff McNeil is struggling. You want him batting second or third? No. You want Tomas Nido batting second or third? No. Do you want Harrison Bader batting higher in the line? No. So you're making moves that make no sense, because you got basically where these guys are going to hit. All right. I got to go because I'm losing power here. Should have charged the computer. But thank you for coming by. Please hit the subscribe button. Have a good night. We'll get them tomorrow, and I'll see you later.